Yo, 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 welcome, welcome, welcome. Another episode of Let's Talk About It with Zell. And the people have been talking last week. They still probably in the comments right now, just waiting for me to say it. And here goes nothing, man. I was wrong. I can be the person to say I was wrong. Me personally, I thought the OKC Thunder would find a way just because of the experience, them being old, them being there already. I thought they was gonna find a way to win Game 7 and bring it home, but they just didn't have enough of it, man. I mean, just the way the Spurs played, they played, they was hungry. I feel like the Spurs was way more hungry than the OKC Thunder in that entire series, honestly. And I just felt like that Game 7 in OKC and for the way they did and how they won, I'm like, yo, this is impressive. This is very, very impressive. And I know they're kind of putting this towards like Tim Duncan's first playoff run where he played the Knicks and kind of like they kind of had like the similar thing. But if you really think about Wemby with the injuries, blood clots, and just stuff like that in the past, he probably could have been there earlier than today. No, I mean this year right now, but being 22 years old and doing the things that he's doing, even with this team, like this team is all on rookie deals. Like you don't really see stuff like this happen. Well, not the whole team, of course, but most of their core, their players that they're using in the game, they're either a rookie. You got two rookies, Carter Bryant, Dylan Harper, and then you have Stephen Castle, who just won rookie year, Wimby, who just won rookie year not too long ago, and Champagne, like a lot of these players are just they're waiting for the next contract. So that says a lot about this Spurs team. Like, how can they keep how can they keep this team together? That's the real question. Most likely they're not going to be able to keep this same exact team together, but they will get the top players their money, and so they can stay like the Castles, the Wimbys, and players like that. And Dylan Harper when that time comes and stuff like that. But you have to really just think about like this team winning now is a problem for the NBA because they haven't I feel like they haven't fully figured it out yet. So the simple fact they're in the finals now as a team and it's like they're still young, have a young coach, just young everything. So it's just like they're only going to get better. They're going to be better next year. Like this was a year for a lot of teams to take advantage of winning before Wemby got his first one. And it's looking like, man, he's ready to take over the NBA. And I'm thinking like, who going to beat the Spurs? Who are going to beat the Spurs when they're playing like this? When you have a 7'4", 7'5" player on the court that's moving like a guard and shooting the ball at a high clip. And it's just like, what can we do to stop this guy? What can we do? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a lot because it's a size advantage like it's a size advantage, but the way with Wimby, he's gonna just keep learning and learning and learning. So it's just like now they say he lack physicality sometimes, and kind of the smaller players can kind of push him around, move him around, and stuff like that. And I feel like he's only gonna bulk up. He's gonna go in the weight room. He's gonna take, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna put different foods in his body. He's gonna work out different. He's gonna do everything that he knows that he has to do in order to be the best player possible. Because even at his like his stature and stuff like that, like being 7'4", being like 240, 250, whatever, like even when it comes to time, it's like I say bulk up, but at the same time, it's like, how would that work out for him? Like he might have to kind of stay at the size that he's kind of at to kind of be the player that he can be. Like you look at a lot of taller players, they always have injuries. They always have injuries. So with with Wimby, I don't wish nothing bad on him at all, nothing like that. I hope he has a very, very long career. And another thing, can continue to prove everybody wrong and show that you can be 7'4" and have a long NBA career at a high level. Like I want that for him. As a fan of the sport, I want that for him because we see Kristaps Porzingis deal with so many different illnesses and injuries, and even like going back then, like the Manute Boats, the big tall George, the big George, like yeah, I mean, like all Sean Bradley, like all those players, like they didn't really have the best career possible because of injuries, and maybe it was their size, maybe it wasn't, but it was just like anytime we see these taller players, we don't really get the chance to see them at a high level. Even like a Bo who just tore his Achilles overseas, like we want to see these players play. Like we see, oh, he's an alien. Talking about Wemby, and it's like, well, blood clots, this calf injury, that, and it's like, oh man, like we don't want to hear that. So just to see him have a full healthy run right now in the playoffs, that's amazing, and it shows that hey, it's a problem. It's a problem for a lot of teams out there now, like a big problem. But like I said though, I was wrong. I thought OKC had it. I thought OKC had it, but in reality, the Spurs had all the tools to win. They had all the tools because, like I said, they're a very young team with a young coach. But Greg Popovich is there, the president. He's there. Tim Duncan, you need him, call him. He's there. David Robinson, like they have all those top players, and I'm pretty sure like Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, just a lot of those players, even a Steven Jackson type of player, like players like, you know what I'm saying? We have our mixed emotions and opinions about him and stuff, but still, it says a lot just about that Spurs team and what they have there. Like, we don't really talk about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you look at these teams, it's like, well, yeah, they're young, but when they make a mistake, they're learning. And I said on the podcast on Sunday with the rest of the group and stuff, and I was saying like this team, like I never really see a team make adjustments as the game is going. Like they said, make adjustments. And it's like, oh, okay, you may see it the next game, or you may see it next series or whatever. Like they were making adjustments in real time, like everything. Even the whole they asked Stephon Castle about the whole flopping and stuff like that, and just kind of sell calls. And he basically came out and said, "Well, we try to do the same thing. Well, I can't even lie on that." And I'm just like, that's them excuse me, that's them adjusting to the game. They're adjusting. They're adjusting to OKC. It's like they seen OKC doing all this flopping, doing all this flail, like doing all this moving around. It's like, okay, well, let me do that. You know what I'm saying? Carter Bryant, what he was doing, I felt some type of way about it at first, but at the same time, when I look at it a different way, they it's hey, for the people, I don't know if y'all watched Cobra Kai. Hey, strike first. That's what they out there doing. Striking first. Cause if I strike you first, it's gonna like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? What's up? Cause like with them, when Thunder get hit or they think they get fouled and stuff like that, they just throw their hands up. They're like, hey, foul, foul. Like they do that. So it's like you can push this team around. I was thinking that last series, Minnesota was kind of pushing the Spurs around to the point that elbow. Other stuff started happening to the point that we're like, oh well, we can't. This team ain't soft. We can't look at this team as a soft team. So I think that all these series, even from the first series, even with Portland, like they was able to learn and able to be a better team and know how to win at a high level, know that, yeah, this is our first playoff run, but we're still learning as the time goes on, and they're learning everything at a high level, at a very high level. Just seeing like these players who don't have much playoff experience and able to compete at a high level that they're competing at. Even like Castle, you look at Dylan Harper, he's been amazing. To be a rookie, he's been amazing. The confidence that he has with taking the shots that he take in clutch moments, like he's gonna have a very long, successful career. I already know he's gonna be. Of course, he's gonna be way better than his pops. He's gonna be better than his brother. Like he's the one. He's the one. He's the one, and he's showing us every single game that he's only just going to get better. It's scary to know that he's a rookie. That's so scary, but that right there shows you like when you get put into the best possible situation as a rookie, it helps your career for the long run. Like you look at a player like him, you look at a player like Jason Tatum, who got drafted number 3 to the Celtics, and that's like he's a like Jason Tatum was a good player going into the draft, like one of the top players and stuff. And the Celtics was also a top team. Then they end up getting Kyrie, and it's like, and you look at Jason Tatum now to this day, all NBA awards, All Stars, and champion, like Olympic gold medalist. Like he has all those heck signature shoot. He has everything, and it's like he went to Boston Celtics, which is also a very prestige organization. But at the same time, you went there with a good group. You didn't have to be the best player on the team, or you didn't have to try to make this work and make that work. You had everything. Like everything was there. Like you had Jalen Brown, you had Kyrie Irving, you what else they had? They had other players there. I think I don't know because they traded Isaiah when he got there. But anyway, they like Marcus Smart, they had all the players there in order for him to be a successful rookie. Like you look at a player like that, then you look at a player that gets drafted number 2 to the Charlotte Bobcats back in the day, and it's like, okay. And it's like then they end up being an overseas player. They end up being all this different stuff just for the simple fact is that they went to a bad situation, things didn't go their way, and then just like they had to learn a different way than other players. Like all the like even with the Dylan Harper going to the Spurs was not they won 34 games last year. They were not projected to win 62. You know what I'm saying? That was not projected 62, 64. How many games they won. That was not projected for them. So for some fact that they was able to win that many games after the year they had last year, even though Wemby got hurt and stuff like that, it just shows us that this team ain't going nowhere. They're young. They're young. This is scary. This is scary. But like I said, with them being on rookie deals, some of the players may go different places, but it's like I feel like it's gonna eventually be a plug and play. Like you look at you gotta keep Wemby, of course. You don't keep Castle, maybe I feel like honestly, I feel like they can keep everybody, even for sale, Champagny. I feel like they can keep everybody, but it's just like, can you keep them for the price that you want them at? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I feel like if they lose one of those, like a Vassell or a Champagny, I feel like they can get replaceable. Not saying they're not as great as they are, like they're going to get better and better. But I'm saying like I feel like when you look at Champagny, he's a very great shooter. Vassell, he can shoot as well, and he also has some good defense as well. But it's like players like that you can find those on other teams. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at of course you can't find another women. You look at Stephon Castle, that's a two-way player who has a problem with turning the ball over. That's very obvious. We know that, but he's a great defender, a great defender. So of course he's only gonna get better at offense because like the defense part. That's something he already has. Like he has that. Even like his role, he don't have to be that. You know, how some players they be like, all right, so how can I get the play on the court? Like, what do I have to do? Defense or hustle plays, this and that. Stephon Castle doesn't have to be a defender like he is with the role that he came in with this team. He didn't have to do any of that, but it was like he wanted to be that player. He's like he wanted to be a defender on this team and show the world that what type of player that he can be. And I'm like, oh man, this team's hungry. This team's ready, man. I think it's gonna be a great series with the Knicks. I don't know. I'm like Knicks one day, I'm like Spurs another day. I feel like whoever win this series, it will be it's no asterisks. We're not doing asterisks. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's, oh well, if such as one hurt, they wouldn't have been here. This no. Everybody knows that in order to have a long run in the NBA, any NBA, MLB, NFL, you name it, NHL, it has to be the healthiest team. Most of the time, when we look at the champions, it don't always be the best team. Sometimes it is the best team that was projected in the beginning, or like some of the top teams. But a lot of times, it's like the most healthiest team. Even like looking back in 2019 when the Toronto Raptors won against the Warriors, KD got hurt, Clay got hurt, but at the end of the day, they're still champions. We like when you see Toronto's banner, it doesn't say 2019 champions then at the bottom it says KD and Clay Thompson was hurt. It don't say that. And when we talk about it, I mean, it comes up here and there, but as time goes on, we're just gonna see it in the record books. We're not gonna even know who's on either of them teams. We're just gonna see, okay, 2019 Raptors. Da, da, da. Like so, I feel like with all the asterisks and people talking about injuries and this and that, no ifs. We can't say ifs. This is what happening now. They're here. OKC, they had to be better. They wasn't better. Like it is what it is, man. Like, and I'm just like with OKC, I'm just like, man, like I don't know, man. Like they're of course they're still good. They're still gonna have a great team, and they don't really necessarily need to like blow the team up as people like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I feel like that's the reason why teams are always so different every other year. Like, think about college, how I seen somewhere that said Michigan or UConn is gonna play a rematch of the national championship in next season. In this year, just any year, a lot of years with the transfer portals and stuff like that, it's a lot of times that oh, it's a rematch from last year, but it's like it could be a completely different team because all this person transferred, that person transferred, they came this week. It's like, and I feel like it's same times like that with the NBA too. Like we're seeing more players get moving around just because they're chasing that. They're chasing like they want to. It's like win now every year. And me personally, I wish that it wasn't like that because if you look at OKC, that was a team that did not was never in a win now mode until they started to get that team. Like with the moment SGA got there, we didn't know SGA would be this player that he is today. You know what I'm saying? But it worked out that way, and he was able to continue to build with that. Like, oh, look at Jalen Williams. Okay, let's get a Chet Holmgren. Let's get a Lou Dort. Let's get this like a case in was like draft. Like all these players were drafted. Yeah, he made trades for the Jared McCain. He make those trades for those role players, or even the starter, whatever the case may be. The Isaiah Hartensteins, like you make those great free agent signings and everything. And it's just like it was never like, all right, we're gonna get rid of all these players and we're gonna try to get Kawhi or we're gonna try to get just any kind of be honest, like all these top, they never did that. They just made trades and they always kept them draft picks included with those trades so they can always have something to continue to build a team. And I feel like okay, see, they're gonna be good. As long as they got Sam Presti there, they're gonna be fine. I feel like just with the team itself, because they drafted Thomas Sorber and he was out for the whole season. And on top of that, he was drafted in the lottery or 15, he was like 14 or 15. That's basically if he would have been healthy, that would have been one of those rookies who got put into a good situation, a good team that maybe it would have worked out with him, or you know what I'm saying? Because them having those big men, maybe he could have been another person out there to help the guard Wemby or try to make it a little tough for him and stuff like that. But just think about that. That's going to be even better for OKC going on to the future because they still got Thomas who's basically going to be starting his rookie season next year since he missed the whole season. And then I don't even know. They still have a top pick, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just like they're going to continue to build and build and build and be great. So I don't really have anything worried. It's mainly about the heart with the OKC Thunder. Like seeing SGA in some of those games, he wasn't as aggressive as I wanted him to be a lot of times. Or if anything, I would say was kind of too aggressive, meaning like he wasn't passing his teammates the ball and even if he wasn't passing the ball, he had his reasons too, because sometimes he tried to get Caruso the ball, boom, he loses it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like different stuff like that. But I just feel like the main thing now is like with Chet Holmgren. Like, what are we doing with you, Chet? Like, there's no way you just made the All NBA third team and you only shoot the ball twice. And they ask you about it, talking, oh, yeah, well, it's a team sport. The goal is to win the game. How are we going to win the game when our second or third best player only took two shots the entire game? Like you're not like you finished second defensive player of the year. Don't know how, but you did. But you're a defender, but you're not a defender to the point where you have no offense. Like they don't depend on you offense. No, they depend on your offense and defense. And it's like you wasn't doing anything on either side. It's like you seen Wemby, you was scared. You feared that man. And it's like, have some heart, Chet. Like, have it. Like, you want to be all cool and this and that. And it's like, bro, you need to go defend Wemby. You're 7 foot. Over 7 foot, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you're the closer player who should be guarding him on the perimeter, in the paint, wherever. You supposed to be the guy. And it's like everything that you did out there was nothing. Nothing. And I heard some people comparing Jalen Duren to Chet Holmgren. And I'm saying to myself, at least Jalen Duren went out there and made it look like he was trying. Like him making doing this play, doing da, 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 and he throws it up, he misses it. I'm like, oh man, what is he doing out there? But it makes it look like at least he's making effort. You know what I'm saying? Like Jalen Duren went 2 for 8. He took 8 shots. He just missed them. You know what I'm saying? He just missed a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Well, they're good shots to bad shots. He at least he was aggressive enough to force shots. As for Chet, no. I don't like it's a mental thing. It's a mental thing. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's going on, but I can 1000% say it's a very mental thing with him. And it's just something he got to get over. I don't know if he got to go see a therapist, go to church, read the Bible, or what. He has to do something to figure out what's next. Like, what are you going to do, Jack? Like you have to figure that out. Like you have to be better. You cannot do what you did in that game 7 ever again in no games ever in the NBA. I don't care unless you're out, like you're not that player in the league anymore, 10 years down the road, whatever the case may be, cool. But right now you're a very young player. You're haven't even reached your prime yet, peak any of that. So play better, please. Just please, like just seeing you go out there and do what you did, that was terrible to watch. It was like no effort. There was nothing. It was like how like SGA in that first half, he was very efficient in my opinion. I feel like he was getting to it, but the second half, eventually you can't keep doing it. And his legs was out. He didn't trust his teammates as much, and the teammates wasn't doing anything. So just like they just got to get better, man. They just I mean they got to get better, but mainly it's about Chet. Chet, he got to figure it out, and we gonna see, man. We gonna see. But hey, man, I made this same banner last week, but it was mainly just talking about the NFL games. Man, what the Rams on, man? The Rams is not playing fair at all. The Rams got Miles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns. Yes, yes, yes. And you know what I'm saying? Our first like people said, well, I'm like, oh, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a Lions fan, so I'm still talking my talk, and I'm gonna say, oh well, you know what I'm saying? The Lions, like the Lions kind of got like a little. I ain't gonna say beef rivalry, we wouldn't call it, but it's like a little something there just because Stafford was over there and stuff. But uh, it's like, yeah, we seen Garrett with the Browns a lot of times. I'm just like, man, that's tough. They traded him for Jared Verse in the 2027 first round pick. And when I thought about it, I'm like, okay, well, like they said, and some people talking, oh, is Aaron Donald gonna come out of retirement? Is he gonna do this? I'm like, nah, he's not coming out of retirement. He has a Super Bowl. He's good. He's very comfortable right now. And you gotta think about like what you already comfortable with, like why try to come back to possibly try to win the Super Bowl? Not that's not guaranteed, even though it's a great chance of winning it, but it's like health. It's all it takes is health. Like one person get hurt, all this doesn't mean anything. So I say for Aaron Donald, just stay home. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy your family. Keep that's it, man. Just do that. But even with the Cleveland Browns, I won't say the Cleveland Browns are like of course you lost a big piece, big very like franchise, like big, like you big time. You lost them. So but Jared Verse, he's young. Browns is kind of a young team, I would say. So it's gonna be good. And he's from Ohio too, Dayton, Ohio. So I feel like most of the players who go to the any teams in Ohio, whether it's the Bengals or the Browns, mainly the Browns. But I feel like the only people that's kind of happy of being on that team is people that's from Ohio or from around the areas and stuff like that, where it's like, oh well, I'm kind of close to family. So I feel like Jared Verse is not too mad or sad at going to Cleveland. I feel like he can really turn that defense up, turn the team up, and just they can really make some moves. Like I said, they have a young team. Like the defense was the main thing for them last year, but mainly because of Miles Garrett. So they will lose a lot just because he's not there. But at the same time, I think that Jared Verse he can probably be half, maybe a quarter. Like he can still make some plays, and on top of that, he's young, so we don't even know what's more to come from Jared Verse. Who knows? Jared Verse could be the next Miles Garrett, but as of right now, he's not. So I don't think it's bad for the Browns right now. I feel like they'll be okay. Everything will be cool with them. So it's not me personally. I feel like it's nothing really to worry about. Like, cause the Browns is the Browns, and they just all keep about to elevate. Nobody has high expectations for the Browns, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Just kind of just look at it the way it is, and just it is what it is, man. So, I also was thinking to myself too, cause back to the Rams, I had forgot they I forgot they traded and got Trent McDuffie from the Chiefs. I totally forgot about that. So once I thought about that, I said, wait, you have Trent McDuffie and Miles Garrett that you just added on top of what you already had there. I'm just like, wow, man. Wow. So yeah, the Rams, they're not playing fair at all. So the Rams, they definitely looking to win, and I feel like they're looking to win now too because Stafford's getting older. He's got a 1 year deal. I don't think he'll be there next year, or I feel like if anything, he might retire this year, or I mean this season and stuff like that. So I think that the Rams are definitely in a win now situation. So that's gonna be cool to see with them. I feel like I still can't believe it. Just think about this. Last year's MVP, and I mean, honestly, we really want to just put Puka in there. Like outside of JSN, it was like Puka, like you know what I'm saying? Like Puka was in there too, like with the even though he had injuries and stuff like that. But let's say this: Puka wins Offensive Player of the Year. You got the MVP, Defensive Player of the Year on your team from last year. So like it's like they're on your team. So you have the best offensive player and the best defensive player on your team. Man, like I said, JSN won the offensive player of the year. So you know what I'm saying? I'm saying like Puka is like that. And yeah, man. Yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a lot going on with the NFL. I'm not gonna get too much on it. We probably talk more about it on Sunday with the rest of the guys too. We got more football people in there as well. But also AJ Brown got traded to the Patriots. OBJ going back to the Giants. And Juju is going to the Giants as well. I don't think New York's making any noise with those players, but I think that now it's kind of like that not farewell, but I feel like closing the chapter for OBJ. OBJ probably make this his last year. I hope so, cause unless he has a somewhat productive year, I say running back again with the Giants. But at the end of the day, just retire with the Giants because you didn't play past 2 years, past season, something like that. And I think last team was with the Baltimore Ravens and stuff. So me personally, I don't expect too much from OBJ. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what goes on with that, but I feel like with everything that they're doing, they're trying to make something happen. So all to them, man. But yeah, I ain't gonna get into too much with y'all, but yeah, I appreciate y'all rocking out with me for another week. I had to come back. People's talking about, I know, like what you gonna say about Game 7, the Spurs and stuff. So had to speak my piece. Had to let y'all know. But I appreciate y'all rocking out with us, man. Rocking out with me. I'm sorry, but appreciate you rocking out with me. Gonna be back again next week with another episode. I really appreciate every single body who's liking the video, watching the video, leaving comments, everything. Very, very appreciative. I'm trying to probably do a few more episodes by myself. Then I'm gonna start bringing on other people, multiple like guests or whatever. Like I'm gonna start having other people, so it's not a one person show, and then y'all can kind of see me debating with somebody or just having any type of conversation with somebody. So we will make this much better. It will get more stuff added and stuff like that. So yeah, but like I said, appreciate y'all rocking out with me another week. Follow me on everything at ZE11IE underscore BAP Zelly underscore bat, but use ones and no L's. And that's basically on all my platforms. And also at In the Kitchen with Zell. That's my TikTok and my also my other Instagram that I have. Well, just by my food and stuff like that. And also, lastly, follow the pod. Subscribe to Elab. Follow Elab on everything. Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, everything. You name it. We're on everything. Continue to reach out to us. And also on Facebook, look for Edward Civils Jr. for a lot of the eLab content. That's where we go live at as well too. So if you can't see it on the main page on eLab on Facebook, go to his page, Edward Civils Jr. It should pop up like, or you probably can find his page from the eLab page, but that's kind of like the main thing from Facebook that we basically have all the content and stuff like that. So continue rocking out with us. I appreciate y'all. And like I said, we'll be back again next week with another episode of Let's Talk About It with Zell. Appreciate y'all, man.